Thanks, Dennis, and thanks to everybody for coming out. I'll try to keep this real brief because I'd like to get to your questions and engagement and figure out what's on your mind and how to take this discussion in different directions. But I want to touch just briefly on two things. One, kind of some feelings that are replete throughout the party, and then a small issue on some mechanics. The first is I tend to meet two kinds of Republicans these days. The Republican who asks, when are we starting an independent party? Or the Republican that says, how do we fight and take our party back? And count me in the category of the latter. I believe that we can take this party back by fighting hard for what we believe in and electing candidates that truly represent our ideas. And I think that that's what we're doing from a real practical standpoint. It's easier. Creating an independent party would be an absolute nightmare, and it would take us even longer through the wilderness in terms of our ideas. So how do we do that? How do we take back our party? Well, before we go to the general election voters, we need to organize and bring more like-minded folks into the party. We also need to reach out and convert or help persuade those who are already fellow party activists, much along the lines as Randy talked about in terms of the power of our ideas. Today marks the 36th anniversary of a very dark Supreme Court decision. When you look at the trajectory that decision has had in our country, you see that movement has gone up and down. It went from not having a party that articulated a position on either side to both parties taking polar opposite positions. Then you saw both parties kind of merging, and now they're kind of backing into opposite corners. But it's been a pendulum. And during that 36 years, people never lost track of their ideas and kept fighting for one side or the other. And that battle still wages today. I look at that and see hope. I see that when you engage and when you fight, you can change outcomes and you can make a difference and have an impact. On the mechanics side, one of the things that we've talked about was the internet and the role of the digital life in the campaign. The Republican Party has been a little bit slow to the party in terms of engaging in the digital life, but we're not without our own pioneering record. It was a Republican candidate who first raised $1 million online. His name was John McCain, and it was 2000, not 2008. There's Republican candidates who were the first ones that pioneered the use of text messaging to organize a campaign. We had one here in Michigan, Dick DeVos. I mean, there are several Republican milestones. What was different, though, however, with what Barack Obama did, is you can have all the best mechanics in the world, but if you don't have a message to match it, the mechanics are empty. You can have a great message, but not have the mechanics, and it doesn't go anywhere. You really need both operating. So it's the ideas and the mechanics. It's a very practical marriage that makes things work and allow a movement or candidates or a party to win. A couple of numbers I want to throw out and then turn it back to Dennis. And I want to put a bookend on these comments to say that while these show that Obama really outperformed Republicans, they're only way markers for us to measure our future activity by. I don't want to be negative because I do believe that we have phenomenal opportunity. I mean, more people watched Reagan's inauguration than Barack Obama's inauguration. A little data point you won't see reported unless you go on Nielsen's Reagan site, because that sort of breaks up the leftist media's love affair with the current president. But these are instructive to learn what Obama did mechanic-wise and for us to adapt those and go a step further in the next and future campaigns. He had twice the amount of web traffic that JohnMcCain.com did. He had 4 times the amount of YouTube video hosting or viewings that John McCain did. He had 5 times as many friends on Facebook that John McCain did. And he had 10 times the amount of staff allocated or dedicated to online engagement of voters. And you really see the difference in the outcome. Now again, he had a message that had stronger resonance, and you can't simply take a formula from that campaign and apply it to future campaigns. But 60% of Americans are online in terms of email. They are 5-year-olds and they are 88-year-old grandparents that are online with email. 74% of Americans go to the net to get their political news. I mean, 2/3 of Americans are getting their stuff from the net rather than Katie Couric. I tend to think that's a good thing. But the whole reason why online engagement, we can talk about Facebook and Twitter, but those are going to, 6 months from now, be obsolete. The whole point is everything is moving towards consumer demand. You get your TV when you want it without commercials the way you want it. You get your food ordered and delivered to you when you want it, how you want it. You will also engage in politics when and how you want it, and that's done through the digital medium. And to bring this full circle, the way McNeilly started talking about reaching out to the urban community, you start by showing up, by being there. Well, we start winning the online war by showing up and being there. And the North Oakland Club has done a good job with that. Both all their board members are online Facebook, and I know a couple of them are active Twitterers, if that's the right word. So it starts locally, and we can change our party organically